All right. Well, hello, and thank you for tuning. Oh, wait, what? Did I miss something?
Kay made a face when she came back
Oh,
in.
okay.
I got Jesse. Oh no, there's chocolate on my teeth. I'm editing that out.
Nope. Keep it.
All
Drinking
right.
my water instead.
Okay. Well, welcome to Listen In. I'm going to be sharing a song for everyone. If you haven't checked out Kay's song for the episode, it should already be up, so you can go back and listen to that. Afterwards, we're going to hear what Jesse has to share. So, music. Music has been a genre of music for at least a while now. It's always a rush for me whenever I venture out to find artists new to me. The excitement of making the unknown known, because what possibly is out there probably can't be fathomed until we go out and experience it ourselves. And an artist like Japanese singer-songwriter Edie is a shining instance of this for me. A musician who's crafted a sound that helps create a feeling that is purely their own, blending soulful R&B and hip hop, hard-hitting and uplifting dance music, dazzling city pop and tender rock balladry. I only discovered her recently, and one of the biggest things about her music that has enriched my time whenever I listen to Edie is how she seamlessly swims through all these sounds from project to project. And they all sound so personal and vital, allowing Erie to invite you into a special place within music in that kind of music as a genre sort of way. Trust me, you as you listen to her releases, I feel you'll come away with a similar feeling. All of the sounds that Edie has helped to define herself as a musician has been cultivated over the course of years, with her debut album having come out as recent as 2016. I suppose that's pretty recent. And with the way Edie blends all these sounds throughout her creative project, it's been difficult for me to find the entry point I'd like to best to introduce others to her music, because I've been realizing that perhaps it's not the best to approach it with sound or genre as the main consideration. And so I got to thinking that perhaps it should be about time, maybe somewhere long ago or somewhere recent. And then I came across one of Edie's interviews just shortly after her debut, where she described what her future goals were. She said, "I want to be an artist who makes songs that would be passed down generation to generation." And to hear this was what the young Edie was thinking about at the time, it has made me reflect on the course of her music throughout the years in a different way, with time in consideration more so than sound. In what ways might had this feeling she's had shaped the sounds or emotions she wanted to capture at a given moment in her life? In what ways is younger Edie the same or different from present Edie? And it was here that her song from last year, Starlight, stood out to me even more, and not just because it's stylized in all caps in contrast to her name that's stylized in all lowercase. I want to briefly quote the lyrics from today's song, Starlight. "Starlight, starlight, keep your head up. Starlight, starlight, do you remember right?" That line has such a different impact now that I have been wondering if Edie remembers her younger self, what her younger self expressed those years ago, and can't shake the feeling that perhaps that this is a song where prior and present Edie gets to unite in some sort of conversation. It is a curious thought to have, but for now, let us here unite for conversation and to share a good time, a moment, a memory together as we take a listen to Starlight by Edie. Enjoy.
Slide, 도비 너로 아싸. What can I, 설레 데모마다 try. 부시게 나, here be no cosign. 내가 이 내가 무슬라 와글라서 되다 dive Yo so oh don't care about 나가 나이다게 하실래서 oh come on 이만을 hold on 콜로브마다 지웠대도 옷은 알아서 give it Oh yeah so me die it that means I'm a homie die Blue it day yo don't start light keep your head up human only you are starlight do you remember right heart starlight keep your head up human only you are starlight do you remember right heart No, my place, though, oh, I get there, like a mook at the wall, so I don't have the day, yo, little cause I won't look at yo. Nigo, Damachi, no sando. Kodoku, I share what the go, I got it, I walk like that. There were not to me, there, Kaleo. That I got not to you, oh, to give me the book. Suzuki will me starlight, keep your head up, human only you are starlight, do you remember light heart, starlight, keep your head up, human only you are starlight, do you remember right heart, do you remember right heart
All right. Well, I feel like I already know a little bit about Kay's feeling here. It seems like she was in the chat saying this is a banger, and I have to agree. It is quite the banger. What do you think, Jesse?
I think it's really fun, just like a feel good sort of song, and there's like a lot of really interesting things going on in it too.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like the overall genre feel like is like I'm not an expert on dream pop or not on city pop, but it felt like a sort of halfway between dream pop and city pop to me,
Mm.
where it like wasn't wholly one or the other, but like there was
Mm-hmm.
certain instrumental choices that like wouldn't fit in either genre, but
Right.
there.
Yeah, I think to me, this song really stood out to me on first listen because of just how high energy it is. A lot of her other songs have like a vibe, and it's usually more in the middle in terms of like energy and tempo. So this is just like a rush of energy. So it, like really stood out to me, and I think because of that high energy, but also the instrumentation being more rock centered, this felt more in that sort of like J rock realm to me. But I think that's just mostly because of just like how hard it hits you when you're listening to like a bunch of her stuff before this, and then you get to this, and it's just like so different in that regard. I actually now am hearing a bit of like some city pop elements to it now as well, and I didn't really catch on to it before, but yeah, I can agree with you. There's definitely like some city pop things, but also that feeling of like it. There's things that don't belong there, so it's like it's hard to like feel the things that do belong there in a way.
I think like historically it's interesting to think about though the prevalence and importance of city pop on Japanese pop music as a whole. In the last, what year is it now? 50 years, I guess, or since the 80s when city pop really took off. And keeping in mind that like a lot of the artists making music now likely had city pop around them their entire lives. And so seeing city pop influence in J-rock and J-pop is something that I've noticed a lot. I'm not an expert on Japanese music yet. Give me a few more months, but no, I'm joking. I'm not an expert on anything. But it's a genre that I've been exploring more recently, but not one that I feel like I've explored enough to like be able to factually make statements about it. But I feel like that's a trend I've seen a lot, that you just see a lot of city pop influence, which makes perfect sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
But no, the song's a banger. I love it. I'd heard it before, and it's on my playlist. I just checked, thanks to Dusty Bot in the Discord, and says I've listened to it 10 times, which means Last FM is picked up at 10 times.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like many, but keep in mind that my most played songs of the year normally hover around 20, so 10 seems like 10 is actually a lot for me.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's so good. It's so fun. You blew my mind a little bit today, Alexis. I'm not entirely sure how to say this out loud, but I've listened to this song a lot. I think it popped up on I don't know where I found it. I don't know if it was a Discover Weekly or what, but somehow I ended up listening to it, but I didn't have context of the artist at all. I just really liked the song. And I think I have 2 Edie songs on my playlist that are that situation, and I never looked into the artist, and I had no idea it was a woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, she has this like really deep, almost androgynous type voice
That's exactly
and vocal
what
style.
I had my notes too. Yeah, like there's both masculine and feminine elements of their tone.
Absolutely.
Range,
And it's not that I had put a lot of thought into it. Like it's not all that important to me. But I think if you had asked me prior to you saying that loud, my guess would have been incorrect. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
If I looked distracted when you were giving your intro, it's because I was fact checking you.
Okay.
I was like, wait a second.
I don't believe.
I don't.
Yeah.
I believed you were correct, but I needed to see it for myself.
Yeah, I was checking with like the corner of my eye. I saw like you were doing something, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Is this the corner of your eye?
Yeah, that's the corner of my eye.
Is this how you look out of it?
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Tiny little corner.
Yeah, and I was like, did I do something? Is there something wrong? So yeah,
No,
thank you for the clarification.
No, I was looking up Edie because I was a little mind blown in that moment.
Yeah, her voice is amazing. I love her voice. I think that's probably like one of the biggest appeals for me with her music is just not just the color and tone of her voice, but like how she utilizes it, because like she has like a big range of like sounds in terms of styles of music that she does. Like there's songs like this where it's just like this really energetic rocking sound, but then there's like really like vibey hip hop sort of songs, and there's like these dance numbers, and then there's like these introspective, gentle, like very bittersweet sounding rock songs, and it's like the way that she has to be flexible to utilize her voice for all these different spaces of emotion. I feel like it's just so hard for me not to be drawn into her music because of like how prominent her voice is within those various spaces. So yeah, her voice is really incredible, and probably like one of the biggest things that I really enjoy about her music.
I think there's also a lot of interesting things they do in terms of the production with her voice. Like it's very processed, but like the auto-tune is very light on it. And I hear a lot of like sliding around on the pitches, like which is kind of a typical J-pop, J-rock sort of thing, where like on a lot of artists, like pitch is kind of nebulous and like not that important in terms of like it's more about emoting. Where like everything sounds like a little flat, but it's like part of their like the way that they're inflecting and like adding their sort of attitude or emotion to the song. So it's like it's not a like glaring like this is wrong sort of thing. It's just like oh, this is the part of the feel of it, that it's in between a little bit.
Talking about interesting things, the entire second verse is like so fun to me, and I wish I had written down specific things. I just wrote second verse equals love, which is not very helpful.
I mean, I
past
do really
me.
like, yeah, I do really like the rhythmic change on the singing. It's I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of like a hip hop influence on it.
There's so
The-
much that happens production wise too that's different from what we hear in the rest of the song. Like this song is one that is an adventure, and it feels like it just keeps changing on you.
Yeah. And the how would I describe that part? Is it a bridge? I don't know. Maybe it's a bridge, but the kind of like climax where things are starting to ramp up, because there's not a whole lot of lyrics happening in that section. If I don't think there is actually any lyrics happening in that section, but like that section definitely like takes a turn, arrangement wise, because the drums are a lot more prominent. And I feel like that's probably a moment that feels more J-Rock than anything else, because I think J-Rock kind of like feels more instrumental palette wise happening in the second and second and first verse, where that bridge feels just more consistently J-Rock to me. So yeah, like there's definitely like this sense of adventure that happens with that part as well. Just the song's just like taking all these dives and turns.
Blending through so many genres.
Yeah.
I do have to comment on the lyrics a little bit, or like at least what is going on with the translation.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's
Somebody
it's
Google
pretty funny.
translated it.
Like one of the verses I think is either a verse or a bridge, but it's like taste until you fall. Anyway, scream. Oh yeah. Even painful pain. Magic. And that was one
Magic.
verse. Like that's not like snippets from different verses. That is one like in entirety continuous section.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe I think this speaks more to the credibility of like translated lyrics on the internet. Like there's a possible good chance that it's not been like fully checked for accuracy if that's the actual translation, but
That
it
is exactly the Google Translate.
Oh, okay.
They
So
just
somebody just put
plugged
it
it
into
in,
Google
yeah.
Translate.
Yeah.
Although it says it seems like a lie, even the pain, not painful pain.
Yeah. Okay.
Slightly better
Yeah.
than the
Slightly improved. That might have been the
Yeah.
Google Translate, like I don't know, a few years ago or something.
even painful pain.
Painful pain.
Painful pain. That's my least. That's my least.
My
favorite
least
pain.
favorite kind of pain.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, this song doesn't give me any painful pain, so
No.
Not at all.
only painless pain.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this journey for me, because it has been kind of recent for me. I've only discovered her, I want to say, in the past month. And so I think it was also really interesting to find out that you've been listening to her for a while now, and getting to kind of like go on this journey together has been really cool in a way, even though it's only just starting now, because I've only now just recently discovered that you've been listening to her. I'm really excited to see where things go, because this song came out last year, and I've been listening to the songs that she released this year, which are like so different, completely different. Like Starlight's kind of like this own little thing that happened, and it's like the only thing that's kind of before and after, kind of like this. And then the stuff that's been this year have been like more dancey and upbeat, in a more like electronic and dance sort of thing. So she also has an album coming out, I think this month actually. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where things go with her, and like what sounds we get.
I think the other song I have that I've listened to from her is Wonderland.
Yeah,
Have
that's
you heard that?
I
Okay.
I was like this close of bringing it because I feel like that might
Yeah.
be like the quintessential Edie song in a way because like it is just it's an earworm. It like
Hmm.
I can't like get it out of my head at all, and I was like this might be the one, but then I just felt this song just something about this song just kind of like grabbed out to me. I was like
Hmm.
nah, I think this is the one. But yeah, Wonderland's amazing. I love that song.
Yeah, it's so good.
Mhm.
And that definitely is the song that has the most listens on Spotify
Mhm.
for her.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at 23 million as opposed to Starlight
Whoa.
at 2 million.
Whoa.
Um,
Wow.
yeah. So
Exciting.
that seems to be the song that's taken off for
Hmm.
her. But
Yeah.
yeah, I actually haven't really dug into her music very much. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even remember where I first heard Beauty, but definitely
Mm-hmm.
those two songs have come across my ears and I liked them a lot. So thank you
Mm-hmm.
for bringing this because I
Yeah.
will be more motivated to keep listening to more.
Awesome. And do you have anything else to share, Jesse?
No,
Okay.
I thought it was really fun. Yeah, and
Cool.
good
All right.
frantic energy here and there,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's good.
My
Awesome.
other note said so catchy.
Very catchy, for sure.
Very catchy.
Well, this has been a pleasure. And before we move on to the next song, I wanted to take a moment to share a message of encouragement to Iri-san, because I have felt enriched by her music. So I wanted to send a little quick message of encouragement to her, also in her native language, because I felt like maybe this wouldn't work if I just did it in English. So I'm going to do my best to give that message in Japanese, and I do apologize in advance as I don't speak Japanese and I don't think I have a friend that would be able to give me something that is not Google Translate. So if there is an inaccuracy in terms of the message or the inflection or tone or cadence, I do apologize. But I wanted to give a message of encouragement because this music has been lifting up my life. So, anyways, konnichiwa, Iri-san. Iri-san wa sudeni watashi no jinsei ni furimashita. イリさんの音楽を個性に伝えていけるように頑張ります。そして、イリさんの音楽を通じて、私たち聴衆に感動と喜びを与えてくれて、本当にありがとうございます。陰ながら応援しています。And that translates to, hopefully, Edie has already touched my life. I'll do what I can to share your music to future generations. And thank you very much for inspiring us, the audience, with your music. I am supporting you. So thank you. And if you want to continue to support Edie, she does have an album coming out pretty soon. And you can check out her website at Edie Official. That's IRIofficial.com. And stay in the loop with all things going on with that. And yeah, thank you for listening.
I hope it doesn't translate to even painful pain magic.
Yeah.
The pronunciation sounded pretty good though. Like,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Thank you. Thank
Not
you.
an expert.
Yeah.
I took one semester in college and forgot almost
Ooh.
all of it. So,
Cool.
anyways, next song.